Imagine knowing the exact hour you'll take your last breath. The clock isn't just ticking, it's counting down to your own execution. Every sound, every heartbeat, every passing minute becomes a reminder that time is no longer yours. But what really happens inside those final 24 hours? The answer is more unsettling than most people dare to imagine. At exactly 8 p.m. the night before execution, the countdown begins. The inmate is pulled from their usual cell, the place they've spent decades waiting, and taken to a building with a chilling name, Death House. Guards search every inch of their body, not for weapons, but to make sure they can't end their own life first. Even that choice has been taken away. The drive there is silent, tense. Every turn, every checkpoint carefully planned, as if escape is still possible, even though everyone knows it's not. By the time they arrive, reality settles in. The next sunrise will be their last. Inside Death House, silence takes over. The cell is small, just a bed, a toilet, and a single bright light that never turns off. Every 15 minutes, footsteps echo past the door, reminding them sleep isn't coming. Some pray, some stare at the wall, some can't stop seeing the faces of the people they hurt. Others just wait, trapped between fear and numbness. Outside, the world moves on. Inside, time has completely stopped. At 4:30 a.m, the lights snap on. It's the start of their final morning. There's still a chance, a last-minute call from the governor, a lawyer's desperate appeal. But no one knows if it will come. The inmate gets one last visit with family, separated by a wall of glass. No hugs, no touch. Only hands pressed to the cold surface, trying to say everything words can't. When the visit ends, silence returns, and the wait begins again. Outside the cell, the machinery of death is already in motion. Guards check every bolt, every wire, every switch. There's no room for mistakes. The inmate is told to shower and change into a clean uniform, the one they'll die in. Every action feels final. The last shower, the last change of clothes, the last moment of control. A priest stops by, offering comfort or forgiveness, but even his voice can't drown out what's coming. The air feels heavier now. Every step, every sound carries the weight of the inevitable. At 4 p.m. comes the only choice they still have, the last meal. For the first time in decades, they get to decide something for themselves. Some ask for childhood favourites, burgers, ice cream, fried chicken, a small taste of a world long gone. Others refuse to eat at all, turning the offer into one final act of defiance. Psychologists say it's rarely about hunger. It's about memory, a desperate reach for who they were before everything went wrong. When the clock hits evening, the door opens. It's time. The inmate takes a few steps forward, maybe 10, maybe 20, the longest walk they'll ever take. 5 guards walk beside them, not out of fear, but out of routine. The hallway is silent, except for the echo of footsteps and the sound of chains. Every step is a heartbeat closer to the end. No words, no resistance, just the heavy, undeniable pull of what's waiting ahead. The inmate is strapped in. Monitors beep softly, counting each fragile heartbeat. A priest places a hand on their shoulder, a final gesture of comfort. The executioner activates the process. Minutes stretch into eternity as everyone watches the monitors, waiting for the flat line. Some speak last words. Some remain silent. Some claim innocence to the very end. And then, it's over. The body goes still. The room exhales, and life leaves where it once was. The body is removed, the room empties, the machines fall silent. Outside, life continues. Streets bustle, sun rises, people laugh, oblivious to the weight of the final hours that just passed. Behind closed walls, over 2,200 people in the US remain on death row, each living in suspended time, each waiting for their own countdown to begin. The methods may change: lethal injection, electric chair, gas, or firing squad, but the questions remain the same. How do we measure justice? How do we face the finality of life? And if it were you, with your last day stretched before you, who would you want beside you? Choices may be taken away. Time may slip away. But in those final hours, every thought, every memory, every heartbeat becomes yours, and yours alone.